Oh, what's up, everybody? Rex Extreme Werewolf, and tonight, I just got a text from a certain friend. Okay, but first off, let's start off with the good news and bad news. Bad news first. The bad news is that I know I said that I promised you I would do another Rex Extreme Werewolf and Ironhide City team up. Just like that one time with the Skylander Imaginator creation crystals, but sadly he can't come due to COVID-19. We were thinking about hanging out at a restaurant, or he could come over to our place. I have two places, but that doesn't matter. But the good news is that he asked me to make a top 5 video thing of Skylanders. But here's the thing. There's Spyro and Gil Grunt, Cinder. Still fell from Superchargers. But here's the thing, though. Why pick just the 5 when you can have the whole army? Case in point. Spyro the Dragon, the legendary purple dragon of Activision, everyone's favorite purple dragon, and only one. But that didn't happen when you got Cinder. Despite being corrupted by the poisonous powers of Malfoy, Cinder turned out to be a really nice girl, who then later on discovered that she had feelings for Spyro. But then she discovered that Spyro was the first to fall in love with her after saving her from Malfoy's control. But not just that, we have Gil Grunt is the captain of the water element. Oh, he was so cool, by the way, able to shoot harpoons like a fisherman, or use a power hose. Use his gun like a hose, which is called the power hose, like spraying water. And he can even jetpack. His jetpack, or in this case, thruster pack, because it's not a good jetpack. But I always loved his anchor cannon, where his harpoons would turn into giant anchors. Heck, he can even throw 3 at once. But this form allows him to shoot out 3 golden tridents. Then we have Eruptor, my favorite fire Skylander. All burp, like his power is to barf lava. Lava barf. That should have been a move, but that was in Series 2, but as his Series 4, in the form of a supercharger, Lava Lance Eruptor, his Lava Lance isn't just only a lance, but also a mace. He can even use it as a pogo stick. And can still create magma balls and can even slide with it. Then, of course, from the first game, I've always loved dinosaurs. Who wouldn't want to play as a dinosaur? Even if it's part T-Rex and part Stegosaurus, we have Dino Ring. Yeah, if there was a battle class for his weapons, here's the thing, it will be known as the Thrower class. And then, my first ever Skylander, even though it's not this form, but the original one, from Spyro's Adventure, it's Stump Smash. My first ever Skylander in the history of Skylanders. Had to urge my mom to get me it. But hey, I finally got him. And it was before Christmas. Then we have Boomer, a troll who can basically throw dynamite. TNT. Dynamite. Or we go light it up like it's dynamite. Then we have Stealth Elf with a seed minigun. She's basically like, with a seed minigun, she is basically like heavy weapons guy from Team Fortress 2. Cool, huh? Then we have Ghost Roaster, kind of like Ghost Rider, but who wouldn't like to play as a ghost with a metal ball and chain, and turn into a ghost that heats. Oh, he can even phase through attacks. Who wouldn't want to do that? But it does damage over time. Make sure you get the path that allows him to not get damage while activating the ectoplasm mode. And then there's my favorite shark of all, the brawler, the Wolverine of the Skylanders universe, Terrafin. Then we get two of the new characters of the Skylanders Giants, Pop Fizz and Jet Vac. I love Pop Fizz. He's basically the good version of the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I don't particularly like any of the evil versions of that type of duo, but Pop Fizz is good. He's also like the Hulk of Skylanders, just like the Wolverine of Skylanders. And then we have Jet Vac, the original Angry Bird himself, who basically can use the power of air for crying out loud, to shoot, suck up both enemies and gold and food, and can fly. He can even do a flying corkscrew attack. Sorry about that there. A little tongue, something on my throat. Or croak. Then we get Frino, the original. Basically, he's a rhino-like man-like creature with a flaming cycle. He can either charge like a rhino, but if you use a secondary attack, he can go into his hog, like his vehicle. That's his name. But it's cool. Then we have a new one, Dive Clops from the Superchargers. But of course, he's also cool too. I mean, if you like... Well, if you just like him because he looks like Eyebrow, but with a bazooka-like weapon that fires torpedoes, and he can emit sonar powers. That's cool too. Probably because he's a dive. Then we get the Swap Force. Who wouldn't want to play as an octopus like Wash Zone, who's basically like the Squidward of the Skylanders universe. Then we got Blast Zone, who can basically breathe fire and throw bombs at the same time. Night Shift, despite being part vampire, I love his werewolf part, where he can basically punch, and because of it being part vampire, he can teleport. Then we get Gorilla Drilla, a gorilla who can summon monkeys, punch enemies with drill-like hands, and can summon turrets just with his bomb legs. Next up, we get the Trap Team, Wash Zone. Snapshot, the Australian bowslinger of the water element with Wallop, the double smashing bear-like Mabu creature, whatever. And then we get Bushwhack, Scissor Cut, I think, Gusto, and my last one was this guy. That's my last Trap Master of the series. But shout out to Ironhide C17. He gave this guy for my birthday, Kaboom. Okay, maybe I may have asked him to give it to me for a birthday. Oh well. Then we have the Imagineers themselves. Kingpin, who's like the penguins of Madagascar. Wildstorm, who could turn into a beast. Not only is he just a knight, but he could turn into a giant beast and brawl out on big areas of enemies. Flare Wolf, who wouldn't want a fox to be firing off a rocket launcher. Then we get Grave Clobber, the ultimate wrestler he's basically the WWE wrestler of the Skylanders universe. We got Tri-Tip, the Triceratops, and is one of the Dino members too of the Skylanders. And we have Crash Bandicoot, a DLC Skylander, and finally my favorite Imagineer of all, or should I say Sensei, my Wolfgang. Because basically my channel's all about werewolves. Woo! Extreme Werewolf Army forever. Then we have the Giants. T-Rex with his photosynthesis. He basically has his one attack, his soul gem is his woodpecker bite, but all his attacks come from that one big arm. He slams his fist into it the photosynthesis cannon with that little tiny bulb there, which is actually a sharp spot. But of course, you can also have a shockwave slam with his fist, and you can even charge with it too. Surprising you can't use those antlers, but oh well. Then we have Thumpback, who is personally my favorite giant of all. He came out later on in the series, but now we got him. And he is personally my favorite because who wouldn't want to play as a pirate like blue whale who has barnacles like a humpback whale? Yeah. Then we get Hot Ed, who can shapeshift his body into a giant living bike of extreme heat called the Hot Rod. And then we get Ninjini, due to the fact that the famous voice actor and action role player Robin Williams has passed away. Ninjini is basically the Disney version of Genie, both Robin Williams and Will Smith, of the Skylanders universe. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. We will miss you. And then we get Eyebrow. We will miss you, Robin Williams. Then we get Eyebrow. Basically, he's basically two Skylanders in one. The eye is his one Skylander, and the body is the second one. The eye is the vision. The body is the muscle. Together they make one ultimate team. And one upgrade allows a second ability to allow the body to follow the flapping noises of Eye's wings. But then again, we also have Hulk. Who wouldn't love to play as the Hulk? I mean, I do love to play as the Hulk, but he's not number one on the list for Disney Infinity. Okay, yes, all these guys are my number one, but there's someone else in charge of the first one. Despite the Hulk being number one on it says, that's just because he's fully upgraded. But then we got Groot, Jack Sparrow, I love Jack Sparrow, Stitch, Sully, love Sully, Dory, who wouldn't love the forgetful Blue Tang, who's always cheerful and always helpful. I mean, I love her. She's the character, That's Jack Skellington. And Tow-Mare without the toe. And everyone's favorite Wreck-It Ralph. If you're wondering why there's red things on, I just made it so that he just got back from a cherry picnic. Blue is just, he has a broken mouthpiece. The red spots right here represent Battle Hulk, that he was in battle. But now, and there's Mulan too. But my number one spot of both Disney and actual Skylanders, we have none other than Venom. Due to the fact that Disney was a kid-like company, they had to make it so that Venom was all good. Oh, and look, I even used a Sharpie to make him just like the in-game video game character. And now Venom is our number one. See you all next time. Ow!